So I'm taking a look at the newly released ID UNYX 08, just released and brought to the showroom. Let me just start from the windshield. So we got some cameras on the windshield, and then you can see the windshield is a wide windshield, slightly blacked out from factory, so that's really cool. And then they've got this design trim going on here. The top is generally flat, but then it has these curves starting all the way from the edge on the side of a mirror, coming all the way here and continuing on to the other side. I think it looks beautiful. What do you think? Leave it in the comments. And then here we got some daytime running lights here, which will display and animate when the ignition is turned on. And we come down here and we have the bonnet cutting off here, looking really nice. And then you got your illuminated VW badge here. And then we go down here, you got a camera here, your number plate placement area, and then you got some proximity sensors on there. In there you can see a radiator, and you got this nice grill allowing wind to go inside. If I step back, we can see it nicely. And then you got another nice trim here, like the one that was on the bonnet in the center part of the car. And if I go on to the left hand side, we can see the headlamps here. So you got your headlamp sitting underneath the daytime running light. So you got two beams here, one for low, one for high. You got your turn signal here, and then you got another light in there for the fog lights. This one coming in this white and black combination, looking lovely. You got a proximity sensors, one on the edge as well. And then we go on to the side. So these boxes are blocking the view, but you will see the tire on the rear tire. You see the design. So it's not air suspension, but you can see your suspension going on there, looking very beefy. You get a camera here, and a camera here for those 360-degree look. And then you also got your rear view mirror here. Integrated in there is a turn signal. And just like most VWs, there's no blind spot monitoring indicator here, but it comes on this part here, so the driver can still see it's illuminated. There's a nice black panel here, and if I just step back, we can see the full size of the car. Looks really nice. And then you put your finger here, it has a sensor, and then it will pop out, and you got lighting here to guide you at night. And up here you got an area to place your phone or your key to open the car. And you can see the panel is all blacked out in the middle, so the windows are blacked out, and all around it are blacked out as well. And there are some rails up there. It's a combination of the black and the white, looks nice. And down here we got a nice piano black trim all the way from the front to the rear. We'll get into the interior soon. So let's take a look at the rear design. So you got a lot more metal going up, giving it a nice design, and also giving it more toughness and stability. And we come down here, you can see around the wheel wells is also this piano black material, but inside the wheel wells is some nice solid feeling carpet material. And then we come down here, sporting Hankook Iron Evo SUV tires in size 255/50 rim 20 109V speed rating. So that's really nice. And then we can see, unlike the ID6 that comes with drum brakes in the rear, this one is also sporting disc brakes in the rear. And in this very lovely design of the wheel, I think that the wheel looks really nice, and it's going to be very easy to clean. And the design also makes it aerodynamic as well, gaining you some more electric range. So if I just step back, we can see the corner and how it looks like. So the design language of the daytime running lights in the front has been continued in the rear. So you can see this diamond shaped blood red colors, looking really nice. And then on the bottom you have your piano black again, which integrates your reflector and your reverse lighting. And integrated on the black panel are your proximity sensors. And then we go on to the number plate placement area with your ID UNYX 08. And then you have another ID UNYX. You have ID UNYX here, and this nice sort of bronze color. And then you get your badge in here in red, very nice deep red. I'm not sure if the camera is doing justice, but it looks really, really nice from here. And if we go down, you get that same panel that I talked about here, and then integrated there is a light, which I believe is a fog lights for those foggy days, and it's got good clearance, relatively good clearance. And you got Yuzhong in Chinese 08. And if we come up here, we can see that curved design on the bonnet has been continued here in the back as well to give you some uniform look. And then you get this rear brake light bar here, and integrated in the middle is this nice design. And then you got another camera here, and then you got a reverse camera here as well. So nothing complicated, but looks nice. And if we look up here, we can see that at 183 centimeters I can see the top of the car. So let me just step back so we can see it better. And then we go on to the right hand side. So the right side of the car is going to be basically similar to the left side, but with the exception of the charging system. So you get your fast charge, your slow charge, and your fast charge ports, and you just pull to reveal it, and then you push it back. And when you're charging, you can see it indicating charging. And I like that they didn't do it electronic, so it's just like the fuel fill caps of VW cars with a physical lock mechanism here. Now let's move on to the interior. So let me continue from the boot. To open the boot, unfortunately you can't do it here like previous VW cars where the logo itself was the opening. You have to go all the way down, which requires you to bend. So you press it and it will open up. Let me start from the boot lid. So you have your number plate lights, and you got your plastic. The interior of the boot lid is plastic. You got a button here to press to shut it, and you got nicely integrated in here is the safety triangle in the roof. There is a space made for it. And then we look at the boot itself. It's a very wide space. This car has just been released, so there's not a lot of information about space, sizes, and all that. But if we look in here, you can see you'll get your interior light in here. You got one on the right and one on the left. You got a speaker grill here. You got a hook here to hold things, and then you got a 12-volt socket here in the boot. That's nice. You got a small pocket here for some netting. The whole interior is lined with very thick carpet material. And then if you look underneath the false floor, you have some slight extra storage. It's not the biggest extra space you'll find, but there's extra storage here for saving other things. And if you replace it, you have, as usual with all VWs, you have very big space as well. There's a nice aluminum sort of slips here to help you slide things in and out easier. So that's it about the boot. It's electronic, so it's going to be easy to open and shut. So to shut it, I'll just press here, and then it shuts relatively fast as well. So to open the rear door, you just pull in. Before we go on, you can see some guide lights here to help with locating at night. So the doors are quite wide, but they are heavy, but they're quite easy to open. And let me take a look at the door first. So you got, it's not double glazed window, but it's a thick glass, so it's going to keep a lot of noise out, and is blacked out from factory, so you don't have to do it aftermarket unless you are somebody who wants a really dark interior. But we look at the materials here, they look really nice, soft material. And then we go down here, you have some sort of a metal trim here. You got UNYX sound. I'm not sure what speakers they're using, but VW Skoda speakers usually sound really good. And we'll see the interior very soon. You'll see that there's some ambient lighting hiding in there. You got buttons here, one to recline the rear seat and one to open and close the window. You got soft material here as well, and you got this button here to press to open, and everywhere you touch just feels soft. This is different. I mean, it's not old those old plasticky VWs we had in the past. You got very nice padding here on all the edges of the door to prevent debris and noise from coming in the car, and that's because you can see that the door is right in front of the rear tire, so they have to sound dead in it and prevent debris from getting in the car. And if we look in here, interestingly, you have this button to open, but when the electronics fail, there's a red button here to help you open manually. And the door pockets are lined with not filled but thick carpet material, so things will not rattle about. Nicely done, VW. And I would say the door opens to about 670 degrees, 75 degrees. Very easy to get in. So you can see there's a wide lip here, and the body is not protruding too far, so it's going to be easy to just step in the car. Some nice soft carpet material in here, not very soft but feels flush to the floor, and the seats are raised quite high, so when you're sitting in the car you have a lot of thigh support. You can see the seats themselves are nicely designed, perforated, ventilated and heated, and they have some nice side bolsters. And when I recline the seat, I showed you this button earlier, so when I operate the button you can see that the seat is reclining, and you can move it forward as well, so you can position the seat to the comfort level that you want. You got the seat belts here, and if I just move it back, we can see that it doesn't snap the seat belt, so that's a nice design. But when you snap it back, you can see that you have very nice, you're exposed to this part, but they've done it feels very soft so that the passenger is not leaning or shoulders are not touching hard plastic. It's very, very soft, so that's done really nicely. You got some nice headrests. You got your center armrest area, which it also doubles as your backrest for the middle seat. But when it's down, you got two cup holders, and you got an area here where you can place a phone, insert a phone or wallet or something like that. So I'll just sit in the rear seat so we can see what it looks like. Classic VW. I'm 183 centimeters tall, and even though this seat is moved a little bit forward, you can see how much knee room I have. It's crazy. And then you have pockets here. I'm not sure if people really use these things that much, so cars are gradually trimming them off because the days of reading magazines and newspapers are long gone. Everything is on phones now. And then on the rear you got this two-tone design, which I like very much, with some white stitching. Looks really good. And then you have some soft plastic here. It's cut in a little bit to give a little extra space, but I'm not sure it's going to be needed that much because there's just so much space in here. And then if we look at this center area, we got air vents, physical air vents, which is nice. And then down there you got two Type-C charging ports. It's not indicated how fast they are, but these days these things are really fast. And then you got another storage area here. Interestingly, this one is the interior of this storage space is not lined with felt, but hey, it's doable. And like I mentioned earlier, the ambient lighting you can see is coming from the side here, which is going to illuminate the interior of the car really, really nicely. And if we look up here, we got a speaker, two speaker grills here. We got a grab handle, and we got interior lighting. And I like that it's not touch sensitive, so you got two lights coming out of there, but it's a physical button. Often people would want to grab the grab handle and they'll mistakenly touch and turn it on, so they decided to go for physical button, which is really nice. And the top is not Alcantara, but it's classic fabric material from VW. Sat here in the back, this is the amount of headroom I have, so if I move the seat forward to the upright position, I still have more than enough headroom. You can see how far my hand travels before it hits the roof, so that's a lot of room space here. You get airbag indicators all around, and the panoramic sunroof stretches from the back all the way to the front, and it's blacked out from factory. There isn't much information yet, but the agent was telling me that one of the higher spec ones will have electronic shading function, so you can change the level or the gravity of the shade of the roof to prevent heat or the sun rays from coming in. So if I just pan the camera around, you can see what I'm seeing. So much space in this car. Now let's move on to the front passenger seat. Going into the front passenger seat, so you just pull that to open it, and the door configuration is very similar, and the design is similar to what I showed in the rear, and you just have one button here for increasing and lowering your window. It's relatively quiet and goes up and down relatively fast as well. You got the speaker hiding in here behind this perforation, and it's kind of curved, giving the car more space in the interior. Emergency button latch to open when electronics fail. Again, pockets lined with carpet material, looking really nice. And then we go on to, you got some UNYX branding here. It's not just printed, but is embossed onto this metal. You get some controls here for recline and moving the seat forward and back, that kind of thing. All sit on this very nice plastic design. You got airbag indicator here, and then we can look at the design of the seat as well. Very nicely bolstered on the edges, and the backrest area feels really nice. You got a nice touch, small metal UNYX indicator there. So if I just sit in the seat, look here, you got we get our sun visor here, which is right in the line of sight, and with a vanity mirror, lights on both sides, and then you just push. I'm not a fan of these flimsy covers, but at least it works. It got this magnetic sort of mechanism which shuts nicely. You got another speaker grill right on the top of your head. And we look at the dash, we got a speaker grill here. It's a combination of fabric and some nice soft material. And that same central panel that I showed earlier, you can see the one on the bonnet. And so it's a combination of some soft material and fabric going all the way, and it's relatively flat, so you're going to see very clearly out. And then we come down here, you can see some ambient lighting here, starts from here and ends here. You can see it flashing, and then you got your air vents coming from here. So it's not physical, you have to operate it on the screen, but it's pushing out some really nice air. And then down here you have this panel here as well, two tones. So there's gray and there is the beige, sort of beige color here, and I like that the lower part is the darker color, so it's not gonna look dirty from shoes. And you open the glove box, it's a normal size glove box, but what is interesting is the inside is lined with felt, and things are not going to rattle about. And what's more, it's got a physical button to open it, so that's really cool. And then we go on to the screen. So there's a relatively long screen, but it's not as big as you can have on many Chinese cars, and the resolution is good as well. The passenger has a dedicated screen. It's one panel, but half of it is dedicated to the passenger so they can be entertained. And you have your movies here, you have music, you have another movie channel, and then you have, these are shortcuts to movies, and then you have some controls for the screen. You have settings here, and then you have this to populate your downloaded apps. You got volume control, temperature control, Wi-Fi indicator, and all that kind of stuff. So if I'm sat here, this is what I'm seeing. And there's a pocket there's a storage area underneath here, and the passenger can access it as well. And as you can see, there are two Type-C charging ports in there, and it also serves as storage. Now let's move on to the driver's side. So let's get into the driver's seat. Same thing, I just open, and the driver's door also opens up to about 75 degrees. And as you can see, the driver will have lock and lock buttons, and then you press this to lock the rear windows. and the configuration is basically the same. The driver's door also has the same buttons as the passenger, so seat forward, back, recline, back, forward, that kind of thing. So let me just get in the driver's seat. So sat in the driver's seat. Start from the top here. You got a glasses holder, which is lined with felt as well. Feels nice. It's not going to scratch your glasses. And then you have a fabric material here, which I believe it might be harboring a speaker grill. And then down here you got interior lighting here. Looks really cool. You got which is touch sensitive, and then you got a hazard light here. You got an SOS button, and you get a battery shut off button here. So I believe you can shut off the battery. And then you got your rear view mirror here, looking cool. You got your sun visor here, which is the same as what I showed on the passenger side. You got a speaker grill right above the driver's head. And then we come down here, you got your center storage area. It's very, very deep. Nothing strange there. VW always gives you a lot of interior space. But what's interesting is it's lined with felt, and it's a cooler box. It's not a fridge, but you can open here to allow the ventilation in the car to also seep into this box. It might be dark in here, but you can open it from both sides, from both the passenger and the driver's side. And that central panel is continuous. Design panel is continuing here, and integrated underneath it is ambient lighting that you can see flashing there. It also doubles as a handrest, and it's just about the right height for anyone's hands. And then you go here, you can press to reveal your cup holders, but if you don't need it, you can cover it up. And then here we have two 50-watt wireless charging pads that are ventilated as well. And then you get another air vent coming from here. But I like how it's been angled. It's been angled to the screen. I believe that's to help prevent. So it's blowing air to the passenger, but at the same time, when you look at the grills, it looks like it's angled towards, and I can feel the air going to the screen. That is to help with cooling the screens, because these screens are powerful and will need cooling. So that's a really nice design touch. And if we look at a screen that I showed earlier, this is the main infotainment screen. And so you're going to have a very nice indicator here. It's not super high quality, but it looks good. You got temperature controls here. You got a home button here. You got music. You got music here. You got your apps populate here. You got car setting information, your tire pressure, all that kind of stuff. It's a VW, so you can change it into English. And then you got your window heating and those kind of things. And then you got a button here to lock up the car. And if I just go home, and you can see that the top part indicates your SOS, your connectivity, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, battery charge, time, and all that kind of stuff. And you can see that you can actually dedicate different parts of the screen for different purposes. So that's a nice touch. So I would say it's not one of the biggest screens I've seen, but it's just the right size. You don't need anything bigger than this. Now let's move on to this part. You don't have HUD or any AR HUD, but you do have a panel here for the driver, and it's clear enough, it's big enough, and it's right in the line of sight of the driver, so you can see clearly. You get all the information you need. And then you look here, and you have the steering wheel. The steering wheel is of very nice size, and it's not something that we've seen with VW. It's the new design language they're coming for, and you can see your quick buttons here and the navigation buttons, that kind of thing, voice control. You got your horn in the middle, and the plastic design just looks really nice. Two-tone steering wheel, flattened on the bottom and on the top. And you got your turn signal button here. You got your gear selector here. It's got this wraparound design. You got ambient lighting. Oh, and you got a sensor here to monitor the tiredness level of the driver. So overall, really, really nice design from VW, and it looks really good. And if I'm sat here, I can see I have a lot of space for my head. It's going to be comfortable for all customers.
beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good karma is a must. Still my shooter in the cut. I was stuck inside a rut. Played the game, made bank, move G. Anything to get a buck. You won't find me in the club. I'm in the lab trying to sharpen up the sword. Swinging blades at these scrubs. Bitches flock like bugs to the light. Getting right. Treat my hoes like these raps. I don't really got a type. Off top, bullshitting. All I needed was a mic. Yeah. Hey, pass the rock, it's all butter. Pack your bags and take flight. Don't worry, it's all covered. Hey, live your life while you can. Our days are all numbered. Rain could cause thunder, but the sun comes after, clearing up the disaster.
Isn't it lovely? I ain't looking back, I'm focused on what's in front of me. Everybody days a number, but I'm still here luckily. I know that God got me, so I'm in good company. Like, yeah.
I got some places I should take you to see. You know it's easy when you ride with a G. Light speed, moving fast through the city, trying to find me some peace. I finally lived to be the guy that I was dying to be. Still I got some trust issues, people.
Alright guys, so that's the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm truly grateful. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a favor and hit the like button, and also subscribe to the channel so we can grow it together. Till I see you in the next video guys. Ride legal, ride safe always. Peace. And I'm out.
Fleets, steep path, roadblocks in the streets, try and knock me off my feet, cause the devil never sleeps.